Happy Thursday and welcome to another day living in 21st century dystopian Nazi America. So I've been putting up these videos. Actually, I've been using someone else's videos who I credit. His name is Joe Lee, or he goes by the Joe Lee 3 or I think it's the Redneck Liberal or the Liberal Redneck. But a lot of people have that name, but Joe Lee, Joe, and then last name Lee. He has this amazing channel on YouTube, and he's hilarious, by the way. And I have to agree with the sentiment, especially with Nazis, especially with the MAGA Nazis. You know, maybe, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my hope for humanity, or my hope in humanity, however small it may be these days. You know, I get a lot of comments from, well, not a lot, but I get comments from MAGA Nazi trolls, you know, who want to react. They get a reaction, or they react to this shit, you know, to what's going on, but they react to my posts because they don't like what I'm saying. They don't like what I'm posting, you know. They don't like any of that because it goes against their way of thinking, which is that trans people deserve to be ended. All of the LGBTQIA deserves to be ended, but mostly trans people, even though at the end of the day, the real pedophiles are the people they voted for, or immigrants. It doesn't matter whether they are documented or not, because everyone is getting the shit fucked up with the shit beat out of them, or people are getting killed who are citizens. Okay, but they believe that they deserve it. Okay, MAGA Nazis believe that whoever got killed by immigrants deserves it. And the excuse that they use for in regards to lacking compassion and empathy for everything and anything at all at this point is basically comply or die. And don't even talk to me about empathy. I saw how you guys were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. You know, that's an old, fucked up, stupid argument. Okay? At the end of the day, you are acting like the actual MAGA Nazis. You're looking for every excuse not to have an ounce of compassion or empathy. Look, I may not give a fuck that Charlie Kirk was murdered, but his children didn't deserve that shit. They had no choice in the matter. I can't say much about his wife because she had the biggest celebration of them all with a white supremacist fucking rally that was supposed to be his funeral, but it turned out to be a rally, you know, and now she's with JD Vance. So think about that, guys. Why aren't you pissed at that part? But you're not pissed, but you're using that argument. Oh, well, you guys celebrated Charlie Kirk's death to basically celebrate the deaths of people by ICE. That is what you're doing. It really is. You really are the type of people who believe that Nazi motto, one of ours, all of yours, okay? And I don't know, maybe my small amount of hope that I have in humanity is that maybe MAGA Nazis do feel a slight bit of shame, okay? I don't agree with shame, but, you know, maybe it's guilt, you know, that they voted for this asshole, you know, and saw exactly what's happening to innocent people. And they're like, what the fuck? You know, I didn't expect this to happen, but they're so deep in now that they're too fucking proud with their hubris and ego to actually admit that they are wrong. You know, it's okay to admit you're wrong. Yes, a lot of us may not forgive that you voted for this shit, but your accountability would be about actually going out and fighting with us, or talking to people that you know who are MAGA and telling them where they have been lied to by the president that they love so much, that is a pedophile, psychopathic monster who has incontinence issues. So think about this, okay? And by the way, back to the incontinence issues, I know that's anything. He can't control that shit, pun intended. But, you know, what I'm saying is this. My hope in humanity is dwindling. I get some comments from trolls because they hate that I say this shit. You know, they hate that a lot of radical left scum, hey, that's me and I'm proud of it, says this shit. Okay. I don't think they like compassion, especially for those who are people they discriminate against. I don't think they like that. And that's their problem because we're going to keep standing up for them. We're going to keep standing up for the people being harassed, being dragged, being, hunted by ICE. You've got this idiot in office who keeps telling people that, people who care for humanity are terrorists. Think about that. Think about how the fuck does that make sense to you? How does compassion and empathy make a person a terrorist? That's fucked up. Okay. So I just, at this point, honestly, the way I feel about it all is that I'm trying very hard to hold on to humanity, to hold on to my hope in humanity, that is. And what I feel like is my hope is just dwindling because I'm seeing such a lack of humanity. But I have to remember that this is a small few of MAGA Nazis who are lacking in compassion and empathy. And us protesters, us social justice warriors, us people who actually had empathy and compassion, refused to sell our soul for the sake of inhumanity. Okay? We're working hard to help people. There are so many of us. It's not about heroism or saviorism. It's just about humanity. It's about doing the right thing. And I don't think MAGA knows how to do the right thing.